Cal, today our cover story is Zak Butters because you've got some breaking news on the Port Adelaide Star.
Yeah, big news coming on what the future of Zak Butters will be. Here's the cover story. On the attack for Zak, Port's unique play to keep its star. The Devils inside, meet Tassie's new recruiting bosses as we spoke about. Why this midfielder is causing a delay across the AFL and the many strands of the TDK Cup and St Kilda's hot chase. But let's talk about the attack for Zak, because he's signed, of course, until the end of next year when he becomes a free agent. But we can reveal Port Adelaide has presented short and long-term offers to extend him beyond that. So a 2-year offer to extend him until the end of 2028 when he'll hit unrestricted free agency, and then a player option, and this is the unique part, a player option to extend that by a further 6 years to the end of 2034. So it's essentially an 8-year agreement, and he can lock in at any point he wants across the next 2 years to the end of 2028 to go another 6 years beyond that, which would tie him with Hayden Young to be the longest signed players in the AFL.
Yes. Sort of like a Josh Kelly type deal, and we've spoken about that a number of times across the course of the year. The Giants sort of put this on the agenda. You've said all year that you don't think a trade for Zak Butters will happen in 2025 because of the free agency status in 2026. There's no reason for Port Adelaide to do that. Could a contract extension happen in 2025?
Well, this is a unique option that has put the ball purely in Butters' court. So he can extend by that shorter amount and then at any point across that period make a decision around the longer term. And because of this, Port isn't putting any pressure on him to make the call right now. But in doing this and putting these offers forward, they've clearly shown how much they rate him and signalled how much they value him. He's the heart and soul of the footy club, isn't he? He's been so good. He's a top 5 player in the competition. So Port is doing everything he can to lock him in past 2026. There's no reason for me that Port would let him go this year. The club traded out of this year's first round via its Dan Houston deal last year and the Jack Lukosius move and that big deal. So they're already traded out of this year. Clubs on the whole, it must be said, aren't hot on this year's draft pool. So I doubt that a club that's already traded out would want to get picks back in for this year. I don't think the depth is there. I don't think the star quality is there. So, and letting Butters go this year, I think if he wanted to, would be a sign that they'd given up on keeping him beyond next year. So if I'm a first-time coach in Josh Cow, I also would be keeping my best player. So he's spoken well around this as well, and it's a big decision coming for him over the next 18 months.
The potential of an 8-year deal, what would a deal like that be worth financially, do you reckon?
Well, I mean, if he signed this one tomorrow for the full entirety of it, it's the biggest deal in AFL history. It's the most lucrative offer that we've seen from a club, and that's really put its flag in the ground around what this guy is worth from a Port Adelaide point of view and across the competition as well. So he's not going to be moving for money. It's a very, very compelling offer that they've put forward and the most lucrative in history if he was to sign for that 8 years at the moment. So Zak the man, everyone wants him.